Good morning students, Swati Shabnam again, your teacher of English from Rajkamal Saraswati Vidya Mandir. Students, this is the video to make you understand the fourth stanza of the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. Let us find out what the poet tries to tell us through this stanza. The first line says, but he is locked in a concrete cell. The meaning of concrete cell is the cell that is made of mixture of cement, sand, stone or bricks. So the thing that is made of the mixture of cement, sand, brick and stone, it is called that the thing is made of concrete. His strength behind bars. Bars here refers to the cage of the tiger. Stalking the length of his cage. Stalking means following or walking. Ignoring visitors. Ignoring means not giving any attention. That is called ignoring. Now through this stanza the poet is saying, but he is locked in a concrete cell. Means but the tiger is locked in the cage. He is locked in a cell that is made of sand, cement, brick and other mixture of things. His strength behind bars, and as the tiger is locked behind the bars, as he is locked behind the cage, so his strength is also locked in that same cage. So he is not able to show his strength now. He is completely strengthless. He is completely helpless over there. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. What that tiger in the cage is doing? He is walking, he is following, he is taking some small steps in the cage and he is also ignoring the visitors. He is also not paying attention to the visitors who are coming there to see him, to see the tiger. So this was the summary of this stanza. Now let us know about the literary devices. Rhyming scheme is the same. A, B, C, B is the rhyming scheme that has been followed in the same stanza. And now one by one we will find out the literary devices used in it. So students, as you can see in line 1, he should be snarling around houses. We find that the sound O is very prominent. Concrete, locked and E also. The E sound and O sound is very much prominent. In E also we have the use of E sound. So we can say that due to the prominent sound E, we have the use of assonance because E is the vowel sound. So in line 1 we get the use of poetic device called assonance. Then coming to the second line, we find that the sound S in his, in strength and in bars. S sound is very much dominating. It is very much prominent. So we can say that in this line we have the use of consonants. Yes. So here we have the use of the poetic device consonants. Then coming to the same line behind bars, as you can see that both these two words are beginning with the same sound. So which figure of speech is this? This is alliteration. So here we get the use of alliteration. In the second line, due to the repetition of the first sound B, we have the use of alliteration in this line. Now coming to the last line, ignoring visitors. Now we can see that in this line I, O means the vowel sound I and O are dominating. So we can say that here also we have the use of assonance. So assonance has been used in the fourth line also, in the first line also. So with this we come to an end of understanding the summary of this stanza. Thank you.